Finally, Mars has accepted my sacrifices and unleashes me.
Sean Payton. Hit my line, I sent out today, saving fine, dining in a pair of cries, scripting timber. Bunch of money turning family ops with a pair of guys. So they take none of them serious, they just made me curious of how they so, but they'll never have a period. Stones of where the ceiling is, Donald Trump interior. Get from Syria, can't finish. Invader, yo, then evade the conversation. Checking expiration dates, my only moderation. From broke in a share to $1 billion valuation. Still that skinny, taking Caucasian.
Background to the Attlee-Truman discussions, 1 million people cram New York Central Park to hear the president outline America's stand on atomic power.
There has been talk about the atomic bomb. We must find the answer to the problems created by the release of atomic energy. Indeed, the highest hope of the American people is that world cooperation for peace will soon reach such a state of perfection that atomic methods of destruction can be definitely and effectively outlawed forever.
Осталось 10, 9, 8, 7, 1, 0. Нажатие кнопки, все осветилось ярчайшим.
Far beyond normal shipping routes they lie, and until 1952, only pearl fishing boats entered the blue waters that left the cliffs surrounding their shores.
Censored by the French authorities, but this picture is impressive evidence of the bomb.
The great result of the cooperation of education with research. This is another victory.
Emergency alert system capabilities.
This is an emergency action notification.
National alert and warning authorities, in coordination with emergency alert system participants.
My fellow Americans, as you know, our attempts at preventing nuclear war have failed.
Finally, Mars has accepted my sacrifices and unleashes me.
I see you, enemy. I see you, enemy. Enemy! Enemy! You are my enemy! And I swear total resistance to you with everything I've got. Disingenuous, fake, false, broke back, twisted, a defiler, a betrayer, a backstabber, a devil! You will pay. Yeah, you think I don't see your face, scum? You don't think I don't see you? I see you, you understand me? I know what you think of me and my family. I see you right back. You understand that? You understand that? You will fall! You will not bring humanity down! God is going to destroy you!
Yo. What up, bud? All right, I got some work to do, so that's it's gonna be one of those streams.
This is him trying to just hit the right-wing notes. Like, this is when you don't have enough, like, brain processing capability to, like, come up with a coherent perspective, and you just immediately start the conversation with, like, he's...
Oh yeah, this is a good one. No, I don't think it does. I'll have to add it. Who's this in the background, Casey? Who's this person over here? Casey theme song, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to add it. That's a good one. It's a banger. Thank you.
He's saying something, so obviously I disagree with it. Here.
Hey, look who it is! We're going out here. Are you streaming? Tear gas is going. I'm on Instagram right now. I just got banned on TikTok. Wait, so oh, because they're crazy. Yeah. So.
Were you down there?
I was just down there. We were just in front of the police. So. Yeah. They did a little bit of gassing, and they're continuing to push people back, but everyone's remaining strong. So just got to make sure that we keep it up. Are you trying to get down there?
I was down there. We backed away after we were down there.
Understandable.
And then, you know, once they started flashbanging and gassing, we were like, might as well move back up here.
Yeah. I mean, we're still. Oh. The amount of people here is still.
Yeah.
So we've been, obviously the big narratives that we're going to see tomorrow is like people saying that everyone's coming here to do just this. And when there's unrest and when there's unjust institutions, stuff like this is going to happen.
Yeah.
But how would you kind of quell the fears of people who support the cause but see this and start to get second thoughts?
Orbs anti-ice.
Damage at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I look, it's
Kind of figured that.
we're right here. We're not doing anything, and I don't feel like I'm under threat. I'll tell you when I feel like I'm under threat. Cops are tear gassing us when we're on the side of the road, even when we're not even on the road. You know, that's like property damage at the end of the day is only consequential because it hurts humans, right? It hurts people's profit margins and therefore potentially their bottom line and therefore their livelihoods. But a lot of people worry about property damage for the sake of property damage in themselves. To say like this is, you know, all great, but, but if you
What's up, Salty? So this is Hassan reacting to XQC reacting to Hassan, I think. It's kind of like a little bit of a rabbit hole.
It's not like a terrifying situation at all. Seeing it on television obviously feels a lot different than just like being right here. When you're right here, you realize it's nothing to be that fearful. And ultimately, what is far more consequential and far more dangerous is the fact that ICE is unjustifiably kidnapping people, doing dragnets in neighborhoods, lying about how migrants are criminals, and then going after children and women and working families and people that are just at their job sites.
Yeah, I mean,
that's far more important to focus on than a bunch of people, you know, breaking a Waymo. Yeah, and I think like, do we really have to baby talk to liberals like that? Yeah, I mean, I think so. But even then, there are plenty of people who refuse to hear what I have to say. I think like XQC was live responding to it, and his chat was eating his alive in the process, because I saw something that he was saying, like, he's like, dude, what if they burned his Porsche, dude? What if they burned his Porsche, dude? Then he wouldn't say it's inconsequential, dude. And it's like it's so stupid. It's so incredibly stupid. Where is it? There's like a video for it. I'm pretty sure I saw a video. I think it was on Ostwit, the community. I mean, he's just hitting, from what I understand, he was saying something like criticizing why Hassan is wearing a flag. I don't know what flag I'm wearing. I'm not really wearing a flag. Claims Hassan doesn't believe what he preaches, as Hassan is out in the streets in the middle of the anti-ICE protest, crashes out about 9/11 jokes. Oh, he's wearing not a flag, a mask. Never mind. But I think there was a decent amount of pushback from his own community for this, so that's good. I'm glad that the juicers are on the right side of history. At least enough of them are. And they basically realize that like, he's doing the right-wing heel turn that he's been entertaining for a while. God. But basically, like, he immediately goes,
oh God, is XQC right wing now? Bro, the right just keeps getting stronger and stronger, man. We got fucking XQC, we got Anna Kasparian, we got Bernie Sanders. We're just fucking killing it right now. We're crushing it. It's like everyone's practically mustache, man. Exactly. It's exactly that. XQC is now right wing. Here we go.
Oh, dude, you wouldn't have the same feeling if this was you wouldn't have the same feeling if this was your own car. It's like, first of all, yes, you're right. There is a difference. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course. But secondly, even if someone were to burn my leased car, like, I still have insurance. If the alternative is like someone burns randomly my leased car, but in the process that person doesn't go out and, like, I don't know, kill someone, then yeah, that's a far more preferable outcome. That's what I'm saying. It's not nice. It's not great. It's awful. Like, it's such a stupid take. It hurts people's profit margins and therefore potentially their bottom line and therefore their livelihoods. But a lot of people worry about property damage for the sake of property damage in itself. This isn't to say like this is, you know. The worst part about this also is that he doesn't understand the point I'm making. I'm not saying that like, not only is it a false equivalence, but also I'm not saying like, this is good, this is great. I really love that they're burning Waymos. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm simply saying is the reason why people care about property damage is because it hurts people, right? Like that's the reason why you're supposed to care about property damage, because somewhere along the way, there is a person, a human being whose livelihood might be potentially harmed by this, right? And that person didn't deserve it, right? Like a storefront owner, a small business owner that has their storefront smashed and has their inventory stolen, right? Like that person didn't deserve it. I'm not saying that they deserve it, but the reason why you care about that is because that's an innocent person whose livelihood was harmed. And if you care about the livelihood of innocent people to that degree, then you should absolutely care about the much more consequential, unjustifiable actions by ICE, the federal government. Because what do you think happens to poor people that are simply trying to work, that are collaborating and cooperating with the immigration enforcement authorities, and for the false belief, the naivete that they have that this system is supposed to be lawful, they get treated like numbers on a board in order to prove a political point. They get arrested at court hearings, right? At immigration court, when they are in the process, when they're in the process of like following through their asylum application, when they're at their school graduations. What good does that do to this country? It actually only has downsides, no upsides whatsoever. That's my point. My point is, if you care about a Waymo being burned, you should care about immigrants being burned, okay? Immigrants being shipped off to a CCOP facility with no due process. That's infinitely more consequential to human lives, okay? That's it. Like, reorient your priority. Now, getting back to like Waymos in particular, it's as close as you can get to a victimless crime, okay? You're impacting the bottom line of a faceless, lifeless Silicon Valley corporation. It's not good, but the reason why it's not good, because it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Light an electric battery operated car on fire in the middle of a crowded area, because a lot of people are inhaling those toxic fumes and it could potentially explode. Okay, EV fires are dangerous as that is the real danger. But yeah, I'm just clearing up this misunderstanding because I know a lot of people have this misunderstanding. A lot of people get their notes from apolitical charlatans like that are basically hitting the right-wing grift. The libtards are not helping their cause from a guy who does not care about the cause and is simply using it to farm some clicks. Toenail eater guy famous for never showing up to events, and the tooth blood wall guy famous for never leaving his biohazard house have some thoughts on how to effectively protest law. This isn't a third world country. This is Los Angeles. My point isn't to say it's good in the Waymos. I'm not like LARPing, okay? It is dangerous. It is dangerous. It's dangerous to the protesters. Dangerous to inhale those toxic fumes. Dangerous to also, dangerous to inhale those toxic fumes. And certainly dangerous if it explodes, okay? But once again, if you have this kind of energy for Waymos, it's like, it almost comes across like XQC cares more, like XQC would be more mad if ICE agents were actually deporting Waymos instead of immigrants. You know what I mean? Like if they were, God forbid, ICE agents would deport, or harm capital. That would be way scarier than the actual human beings. Like, you have to understand, you can only arrive at this conclusion if you kind of feel like all of the undocumented migrants or even documented migrants that are going through the application process, for example, they kind of deserve to be deported. They kind of deserve to be removed from this country's borders. Now, XQC himself is a immigrant, so it makes it even funnier for him to have this dumbass take. He's literally Canadian. And the people that they are ripping away from their families and their communities are infinitely more productive members of society, okay? XQC does not know how to put a drywall together, okay? In a matter of days. In the same way that the Latino dude that's like sitting outside of Home Depot that's getting removed from the United States of America borders does, all right? Those picking crops, they're working. They're incredibly hardworking people, and they get fucked over. They should be getting paid more. They should be getting their proper documentation from the government, not being removed after spending years on U.S. soil as tax-paying citizens. Because think about how little this makes sense. Trump administration claims that they're going after criminals. They're going after rapist, migrant criminals, or whatever, right? Obviously, when anybody on U.S. soil is doing a heinous crime, they go through the proper channels. They get prosecuted. They go to jail and maybe even subsequently get deported after they go through their jail sentence. All right? That is the law. That is what's been going on under every single administration. But what is this administration doing? They're going to job sites. How do they know that there are undocumented migrants at job sites? Oh, that's right. Because they get the information from the IRS. Now we know that the IRS is collaborating under the Trump administration with ICE. But wait a minute. I thought these guys didn't pay taxes. So how does the IRS know that there are migrants working at a job site? Oh, that's right, because they do pay taxes. So literally everything that these people have made up about undocumented migrants and documented migrants across the board is just entirely made up. Entirely. Okay? I'll take it one step further. These guys, why don't they follow the law? Why don't they come in the right way? Okay, well, I'll have you know, ICE, when they apprehend someone at a courthouse, is actually apprehending someone and deporting them for following the law, for doing things the right way. Why the is the migrant at the courthouse, dumbass? It's because they're going to an immigration court hearing. These are people who have been here for like 10 years.
That point is way, way, way past the part where they should have done it the right way, quote unquote. Way past that, bro. I'm not saying it's right, but it's definitely way past what that actually is supposed to mean.
They have American citizen partners that they're married to, and the government keeps them in this limbo status deliberately, okay? Instead of giving them citizenship, they say, hey, listen, ICE has this protocol where they'll say, just check in with us every couple of months, and you're fine. You have authorization, you're a tax-paying worker on U.S. soil, and you're fine. All of a sudden, Trump comes in and the Trump administration wants to make a point about, black and brown people getting deported. Now ICE decides you're no longer fine. So they're punishing people for following the law. They're not actually going after rugged criminals. They're going after people that are following the letter of the law. What happened? What happened to deporting? None of it makes sense when you think about it. Getting back to like a big misunderstanding, a major misunderstanding is the reaction from XQC that like resembles, I think, the normie perspective a little bit. Like the normie perspective on the right is basically,
yeah,
dude,
exactly.
Why do these guys burn cars, dude? And dude, that's fucked up, dude. It's so much worse than anything else, dude.
All great, but, right? But at the end of the day, it's not like a terrifying situation at all. Seeing it on television obviously feels a lot different than just like being right here. When you're right here, you realize.
Yo, in the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you, he doesn't believe in what he's saying. I'm sorry. I don't refuse to. If he is, I don't know what to say. I feel bad. This is just, it's just sad, really. I don't know.
Migrants are criminals.
This is him trying to just hit the right-wing notes. Like, from the bottom of my heart, dude, he's just bad. This is when you don't have enough, like, brain processing capability to, like, come up with a coherent perspective. And you just immediately start the conversation with, like, he's saying something, so obviously I disagree with it. This is what happens when you're getting your notes from, like, ASMONGOLD or Sex Pestiny, and you have a... you've fallen into the rookie hole, as he likes to say.
Oh, Sex Pestiny. That's awesome. If you commit crimes while you're on a visa anywhere, you're going to get kicked out or shot behind a prison. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially somewhere else. Yeah, that could be way worse.
Because you've decided that your entire view on this is whatever I'm saying, I'm going to interpret in the least charitable way possible, and then immediately approach it in an antagonistic way.
Rapists, and then going after children and women.
Like, what I'm literally stating here is, if you care about Waymo's burning because at the end of the day that hurts someone's profit margins and therefore their livelihood, then you should be infinitely more angry at like real human beings being kidnapped, which is the inflection point. That is the reason why people are protesting right now. You should also, in real time, look at people being harmed right outside of the frame of the camera, where cops are just basically pumping people full of tear gas, beating the shit out of them. Like, that's real harm. That's harm that's happening right now, okay? That's harm that is happening in real time, in the background. My point is, it is infinitely, infinitely more important than the cars burning down, okay? Breaking: a full Marine battalion, or around 500 Marines based out of 29 Palms in California, have been mobilized to respond to protests in LA, sources tell me, and Hal Britz, CNN. CNN's Natasha Bertrand is covering it. Exit had put them on prepare to deploy orders over the weekend. The deployment of the full Marine battalion marks a significant escalation in Trump's use of the military as a show of force against protesters, but it is unclear what their task will be once in LA. The sources said, like the National Guard troops, they are prohibited from conducting law enforcement activity like making arrests unless Trump invokes the Insurrection Act. Okay. Oh, brother, how do these compare to the police presence of the protests in LA back in 2020? Are the police, law enforcement more aggro? I mean, it's more or less the same, probably a little bit more aggro for how marginal those protests have been so far. Yes, you are correct, but you weren't that clear and articulate when you said it yesterday in the clip. No, I was. If you actually watch the clip, instead of pausing midway and start talking about how, or silencing me midway and start talking about how, how I'm wrong and bad and stupid, yeah, of course you're going to arrive at that conclusion. I said the exact same thing yesterday. Also, I said it in the middle of a protest. Like, there's explosive ordnance going off in the background, It's going to be a little bit more difficult to be clear and concise. And even then, I think it was fairly clear and fairly concise. No, I saw it, but I found you far more clear today now. Oh, you mean to tell me that I'm more clear when I'm sitting in my studio and not when there's when there's like 3 on fire Waymos right besides me in the middle of a situation where there's cops that are deploying explosive ordnance? That's crazy, man. So you agree with him? Why are we ripping into this guy? Well, that guy already acknowledged that was a stupid point to bring up, number one. And number two, I basically used more words to describe the exact same thing now. Of course, it's easier for me to say what I mean when I'm in my studio as opposed to being outside in real time while the protest is unfolding, and there are, again, explosive ordinances popping off above my head. But XQC was reacting to that clip, not what you're saying right now, and XQC isn't very smart, so I agree with the chatter. I know XQC isn't very smart, but you know who else isn't very smart? You. Okay? Because what you're supposed to do in that situation is to try and understand the point that I'm making instead of immediately silencing me and then speaking over me. But that's not what he did.
What do you think he would post on Twitter? What do you think he would say on stream?
Also, he brings up a totally irrelevant point as a counter to be like, what if your car was on fire? Okay? Yeah.
If he came back to his Porsche on fire.
Wow, I can't believe he didn't listen to my point because he muted me. I guess that's my problem here. If you want to hear what I was saying there, without mutes, here it is.
Worry about property damage for the sake of property damage in itself. This isn't to say like this is, all great, but, right. But at the end of the day, it's not like a terrifying situation at all. Seeing it on television obviously feels a lot different than just like being right here. When you're right here, you realize it's nothing to be that fearful. And ultimately, what is far more consequential and far more dangerous is the fact that ICE is unjustifiably kidnapping people, doing dragnets in neighborhoods, lying about how migrants are criminals, and then going after children and women and working families and people that are just at their job sites.
Yeah, I mean,
that's far more important to focus on than a bunch of people fucking, you know, breaking a Waymo. Like, I don't give a shit. Fuck Waymos.
No, seriously. And the majority of the people are here just because they believe in the cause. They're not here to, like, encourage this type of stuff. But this is always going to happen when there are unjust detainees and when there's people that are just being removed.
Why can't he just say, like, all the things that he just said, and then also say, but people shouldn't be doing this to the Waymos? I mean, this is just, like, come on, guys. You know, why can't he just say that? Why does he have to say, fuck the Waymos? You know?
Communities simply because of what paperwork they have.
Yeah.
It's
Here's the
bullshit.
thing. There's a social contract, right? We have institutions. We have laws. And we have this belief that if we exist in a society alongside others, that our institutions are going to take care of us. They're going to be just. They're going to be honest. They're going to protect citizens.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you. And when that falls apart, when that social contract falls apart, people are understandably disturbed. People are understandably angry, and they lash out. These kinds of consequences of decentralized property damage is an inevitability, and it's yet another testament to the collapse of this system. There you go. Pretty fairly clear and concise, don't you think? Of course, it's not going to come across as clear and concise if you mute me midway through the point that I'm making and then start screaming about how I have a Porsche. Wow, that's so crazy. Do you understand? Stop watching people that are not interested in good faith analysis and are simply trying to cut content, not even because they have personally held convictions that make me their ideological enemy. Because XUC, at the end of the day, isn't even like a right-winger, okay? He's just doing this because he knows people will respond positively to it. That's it.
Oh, now he's not right-wing? Okay, gotcha.
Actual right-wingers are looking for someone to say on to. He's grifting. Yeah, he's operating out of spite. He hates me, and that's it. That's the only framework that he's using here. That's it. You're ready. My goof.
Okay. Which one was this one? Is this the beginning of a civil war? Let's go. Tim Pool a la Asmongold. Also, welcome to the Asmongold News Network, by the way.
Boys. Oh, got him. Look at him. They gotta get these boys. They gotta get these boys under control, bro. Like, damn. Getting away. They're all getting away. Bro. Cops are embarrassing. I got a few of them at least, right? Oh, man. Imagine driving by this, yep. There you go. Uh-oh. There we go. See, this is what I want to see. I want to see this. This is what we need to do.
No. No, I'm actually outside of my, I am outside of my IRR date. IRR stands for Independent Ready Reserve. So, well, I don't know if you mean that ironically or unironically, but if you meant it unironically, my active duty contract started in 2017. It ended in 2021. However, for whatever amount of time you sign up for as an active duty contract, you have to serve the same amount of time on Independent Ready Reserve, which basically just means you're a civilian again, but they can call you whenever they need you. And my, obviously my IRR date started in 2021 and it ended this March at the end of, I think it was like March 20th or something like that. So I'm officially out of the military. I can be recalled until I'm 65 since I'm an officer and in a high scale MLS. Yeah. Really? Oh, if you could be recalled, then I probably can be recalled. What's up, Nader? How you doing? I'm a couple months outside of my IRR date, but if you can get recalled, I can only imagine they could probably recall me. Could they recall me? They can't recall me. That's crazy. That would be crazy if they could recall me. I mean, if it's like a high skilled MLS situation, then then yeah. Yeah. Nader's in a different position than I am. I'm just I'm a lowly sergeant. So yeah, I don't know. Just go anyway. Buy a GoPro for Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good on that, man. I am good on that. Watch after this. Fucking LAPD is gonna have a massive fucking influx of a massive influx of retirement packages being submitted. People that have been on the force 19, 20 years, thinking they'd probably do a couple more, but after this, they're like, fuck it, I'm throwing in my retirement package now. I'm not doing this shit anymore. Which is exactly what happened to NYPD after the Summer of Love. After the Summer of Love, a huge chunk of the NYPD started saying, you know what, I was going to hang in there for a couple more years maybe, but nah, I'm done. I'm putting my retirement now.
Like, if I ever ran for public office, I probably would never do this, as I would lose. But if I ever did, this would be a major platform of mine. Bring back work camps. Absolutely. I watch these prison documentaries. They just sitting around, they ain't doing shit. Is peaceful shopping? These are undocumented shoppers. Okay, guys? They're not thieves. They're undocumented shoppers. How do we know they didn't buy these? Yep. Look at all this shit, bro. Don't tell me they just go back in again? They just going back. And look at them, bro. Like, you know what this reminds me of? Rats. A bunch of rats, bro. As soon as this happens. That's great. Oh, yeah. Oh, great. That's really good. That's, oh, yeah. It's a peaceful, guys, these are pipe bombs of peace. You have to understand that this is part of the First Amendment right to throw pipe bombs at cars and set them on fire. What are you guys, not like protesting? Call them peace bombs. Bombs.
Hey, just tell me we're gonna move, all right?
Man. Well, you know what I think these guys have really proven? They've really proven that this whole letting a bunch of immigrants and illegal aliens, not immigrants, illegal aliens into the country. And, you know, it sure seems like California really made the right choice here. It seems like they really got things under control. Things are going on really well for them. Yeah.
Corn.
Wow, listen to these people. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, you know, like this is the way that you're advocating to like protest against the federal government. They're like, no, guys, we're fine. We're so fine. You need to leave us alone because we can deal with this ourselves. By the way, this car's on fire. I just lit it on fire because we're so peaceful and we're not causing problems, and we're not causing problems so much that we're gonna light a car on fire to prove that we're not causing problems. Duh. That's just how it is. The car is racist? It is a white car. It's a good point.
No, they blew it up.
Fuck. Did this person... What the fuck does that even say? What, you can't spell ice? It's 3 letters. Wait, I mean, really? Like, it barely... What the hell even is this? Can't even fucking type. Don't even know what words are. Is this barbecue? No, that's what it is. It's insane. That's how you spell FBI? Yeah, exactly. And, oh, here we go. Protesting ICE by looting Adidas.
We're the security guard.
Dude. Oh. Oh my god.
You know, what's up, Soviet? They have vehicular privilege? Yeah.
Damn. This sure is making a really good case for illegal immigration and California's policies. Yeah, this is a great case. Yeah, good job, guys. Good job. Luckily, they have been getting some of these people. Oh. Oh. Damn, bro. You done. That's it. This is nothing compared to 92? Yeah, no, it could be worse. Oh, and then there's another bot. This is great. This is really good. There's another car that's on fire. Just what we need. This is exactly, thank God. And also keep in mind that there's no fire department here. And the reason why there's no fire department is either because they're underfunded, understaffed, or they're already busy putting out other fires. That's insane. And wait, they're out of they're out of water? No. No. They're not out of water. Like, there's no way that's it again. At what point do you just take the people that are running California and just fucking say, guys, y'all have to leave? Like, this is too bad. Like, this is like, y'all just fucked this shit up way too much. Like, this has got to stop. It's fucking perfect, bro. Yeah, it's insane. To spit the land, yeah. How do you vote for them? I don't know how these people get voted for either. It's a shock to me. I don't know why.
Charlie Kirk calling for moratorium on third world migration. Who cares what Charlie says? Poor Gavin Newsom. Yeah, what's up, Shang? How you doing? Well, Soviet's not a fan of the Kirkman. What did the Kirkman ever do to you, Soviet?
At all. They said they were intentionally not putting them out due to the danger of the batteries exploding. Well, you know what, man? I think that makes a lot of sense. It does. It's smart. And then look. Remember what I said about the flags? Remember what I said? Every time. That's not it right now. It's too dangerous. Maybe that's it. I have no idea. But for whatever reason, this is just how it is. Setting a car, whole ass car on fire.
They already exploded, bro.
Please stop. They're coming to Maine to mess this place up.
Well, it's getting to there right now. You can see the hood right now melting.
Hopefully they're going to be able to...
it's the battery in it. It's the battery that blows up.
It's the battery? Oh, even he knows. Yeah, even he knows about this.
Is that California National? If it says ERO on their back, that would be ICE. That stands for Enforcement and Removal Operation. I can't tell. Go. It's some sort of law.
Bro, we put that Teletubby in jail.
Enforcement, and they clearly did not. Yeah, they clearly did not.
This guy's got this guy's wearing a marathon skin. Yeah, bro, you're going to prison. You're done.
Like what the guy in the yellow was doing right there, because they ran right at him and they took him down. So we'll ask and we'll see if we can find out what that guy did. It looked like he was loitering near a vehicle. Oh, it looks like a firework just got thrown in. So that's more of what you're seeing multiple fireworks coming into that frame there, Trace, and that's what
that's a really good idea, bro. Like to throw fireworks at the people with guns. That's such a good idea. Man, that's brilliant.
Just dealing with about 30 minutes ago while we were live on Hannity. We had fireworks being thrown in our direction in LAPD.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm especially when I lived in New York. Well, actually, New York and Miami, because, I don't know, would you guys consider Cuba, like, third world? But, I mean, you know, I knew tons of amazing people from fucking third world countries, just, you know, particularly when I lived in New York, but I guess even Miami, too, if you count Cuba. So I don't really care. I just, you know, follow the rules. Follow the rules.
Direction. So this crowd is definitely getting a little bit more feisty tonight, Trace, and you mentioned it right off the top. That's exactly what happens out here when the sun starts going down with these LA. I think these might actually be feds based off.
Look at this, bro. He got a mask on. Is actually like this guy thinks he's playing. Look, bro. He dressed like a Call of Duty skin. What? Just take that shit right the fuck off.
These look like DHS guys.
What's up, idiot?
To me. Yeah, HSI, police HSI. So that's Homeland Security Investigation. So those are feds. Those are not locals. And that's probably why you see them being a lot more aggressive. The feds.
Thank fucking God.
Have been a whole lot more aggressive. Think about what we saw on Saturday in Paramount. That was Border Patrol. That was HSI. That was ICE squaring off against those protesters. So the feds just took somebody down there. I'm going to text a few contacts and see if I can find out what that guy did. But they ran right at him. They took him down. And Trace, just feels like the tension is building down here. I mean, there's got to be a million helicopters above us flying around trying to get every perspective you can possibly see. Some of them law enforcement.
Yeah, they're trying to get as many of them as they can. So these guys got, listen what they said.
The police just said we're all under arrest.
That's what I like to hear. All under arrest. Everybody under arrest. See, not smiling too much anymore, right? How about that? Totally fucking surrounded. What do you mean we're all under arrest? What do you mean? She's so mad. She probably, hopefully she in jail right now. That's it. One of them's crying right now. I hope so. Yes. They're crying. Yeah, they're crying. This will ruin this restaurant. Employees will have no job now. Unemployment won't pay for months. Insurance probably won't cover the losses. No, a lot of people, they go and they say this shit about insurance. They say, oh, well, insurance is going to pay for it. You know what insurance paying for it means? It means everybody else is going to pay for it. Is that they think that like insurance, there's a, you know how you have apple trees and you have pear trees? You got insurance trees and there's like free cars and free businesses that are just growing off the branch. That's how it works. I'll be right back. Oh, this is the same one. Oh. Oh, they wilded out.
Stop that shit!
What happened? Yeah, they're not gonna stop, bro. They just ran this shit in. Hopefully these people can rebuild. Hopefully they can. I mean, maybe I'm sure people, if they ever do a GoFundMe or try to raise money to recover these losses, I'll support it. I'll support it. I think a lot of people would. Let's see if I find this here. Oh, this guy, they found him. You're 40 years old. Now, I remember we would do this whenever we were 15. We did this whenever we were 15, but you are full-ass bald doing this. Like, this dude is bald doing it. He's doing this while he's bald. Damn. Like, that's too long. Friendly fire. No, I'm just saying, like, I mean, at this point, you should have learned by now. I thought he was a teenager? Yeah. To El Salvador him? In my opinion, if this dude is not an American citizen, I think this is a 100% El Salvador situation. 100%.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. Yep. Is he
straight to jail. Right to jail.
Illegal? Well, not right now. Yeah, not right now he's not. Sure doesn't look legal to me. And cargo drop, no landing. I mean, we gotta let them over there. I mean, apparently they have that. And what is this? This is some other bullshit. Let me see. I'll look at this here. And this is another Tokyo thing. Oh, they broke in. They carried out the cash box. They removed the money and discarded the empty box in the street. Is that true? Yo. Damn. So they just run it out. They just pulled the whole fucking thing out. That's insane. Uh-oh. You gonna body pull? Let's see what's gonna happen. Damn, what a shithole. What a shithole. It can't even keep the roads together. Oh, Oh, man, what a surprise. Yep, there we go. He pulled aggro. There it is. Went berserk. Yes. And it's always the same people. There are two groups of people in this country that cause all of our problems. And I just cannot, dude, I cannot stop being right about that. This is nonstop. It's happening over and over and over. This is crazy how many times this has gone on. So, sue him, yeah, hit her back. Oh my, yeah, I guess so. Peaceful unless you disagree. Well, again, these people don't hate the police. They want to be the police. They want to be able to violently oppress you while they're crying about being violently oppressed. Because they want to have the monopoly on this behavior. They don't want you to have it. And so that's what's going on, proving everyone's points. Yes, exactly.
Dude, what you want to do? What's up? What's up? What you want to do? What you want to do? What's up? What you want to do? Dyke ass bitch, get the fuck up out of here. Shit. I got it on me, bitch. I got it on me. Y'all motherfuckers better back the fuck up. Exactly. Exactly. See, where the peace at? Hey, it don't look like peace. It don't.
You see how fast these people turn to physical violence. This is why you should never feel bad whenever the police or anybody like this, any of these people get hurt. It's because they, and not all of them are doing this, but I would say a lot of them support it. And this is a big issue. This is why I don't have any sympathy for any of these protesters that get hurt or anything like this, because they would be hurting people that counter-protest them. They'd be doing the exact same thing.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
We want you to go back to your country, yes. And I can be here saying that. And we're going to send you back. We're going to send you back. We're going to send you back. It's okay, we're going to send you back. 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 Go back to Mexico. Go back to Mexico. If you love it so much, go back. Go back. Go back. I see a lot of Mexican flags. You love the country so much. We love America.
Oh, boy. Damn. You love Germany? Wait, what?
If it were up to you and Frank would have been freaking in the nuts.
That was very powerful, man.
They talking about Anne Frank?
How many women are raped when they're trafficked across the border? Man.
How
long until it gets violent? What do y'all think? Oh, it won't. You want to know why? Right there on, you see that? That's why nothing bad's going to happen. I guarantee you nothing's going to happen. Yep.
What about Nicholas Cruz? What about Stone Douglas?
Bro, they're having a race war. Jesus. You talking about LA? I think they're saying white people are school shooters.
You're mad, you're triggered because we're going to have ICE moving through the city.
Uh-oh.
No, they're not. No, they're not. We're going to have ICE moving through the city and we're going to be doing mass deportation. Okay, that's okay.
Bitch like you,
yeah, okay, go back to Mexico.
Oh, bitch, I'm fucking tired.
Oh my God. Fuck your mom.
You just keep saying Mexico.
Oh my God. This guy's like 20v1ing these guys.
I know what passport, bro. Thank you for that. The lady who passed away who gave that look at all the Asians.
Jesus.
Why? Who expect people to go steal shit? Who steals shit?
Bro, these people are morons, man. Oh my God.
Look at it.
Look at this shit.
Steal shit. This guy wants to fight.
Jesus.
Get that guy's picture right there. Make sure you get that guy's picture right there. LA Dodgers on the right. Get his picture. I'm serious. Get his picture.
Is that? No way. No way. That's Kelly from Channel 5?
We have Claudia Scheinbaum who's letting the cartels kill everyone.
Do they know that?
Claudia Scheinbaum's a joke. Claudia Scheinbaum's a joke.
That's actually, holy shit.
What? I don't understand you. Point blank, I don't understand you. I don't understand. Why you like, you don't talk shit like that? I can talk like this.
Jesus.
I see his time.
He spawns everywhere?
I really don't. I'm here on my own accord. I have a right to be here. I have right. Have I denied you have a right to be here? Yes. You need to go back to the country. You're illegally, you don't want you here. You're illegally, we don't want you here. That's fine.
No one is illegal.
That's okay. I don't care.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay. I don't
Oh,
respect you.
fuck.
I respect you. Go back to your
This is
country.
really something special, isn't it? Bro, how is it that we get to watch this shit live?
It's okay.
This is amazing.
We drilled that bitch already. Let her get her thoughts. Let her take a break. She needs water.
And you see how, look how many flags they have. You see how everybody's polite and nobody's being violent because the police are there or the military's there? You see that?
I'm trying to make a point. So you know the point that you made that the migrant jobs, if the immigrants didn't take them, regular people would take them, and then you mentioned like 1776 to 1965. Hold on.
Survived just fine without Mexico.
Okay, at that time you
we survived just fine without you here. Go back to your country.
Hold on, chill. This is my point, right? Obviously, you know what happened after COVID. A lot of people went on unemployment.
What's COVID for?
A lot of Americans have. That's the point.
So they actually have Kelly right
You guys
there.
don't know your own history.
You don't know it.
Oh, man.
Who's Porfirio Diaz? Didn't he
Out
tell
in
you?
the wild.
You guys don't know anything about Mexico, but you get so upset. You don't know anything. I know more. I know more. Because none of you can answer my question. What year was the Mexican Revolution? Can anyone tell me?
You can't even.
Yeah, 1910 to 1917.
We were here before that.
What? I mean, that's so. I know more about your country than you do.
No, because you came and stole this shit.
No, I didn't. No, well, we actually defeated you.
Jesus. Is this live? Yes, it's live.
Remember the Alamo. Remember the Alamo. Remember the Alamo.
What is she doing?
Remember the Alamo.
What's the Alamo? What was the Battle of
The Alamo is when the Mexican nationals killed Americans.
Yeah.
Killed Americans under the General Stanley, slaughtered us, and then in response, you're lucky you can't do that no more. Because you want to kill white people.
They don't give a fuck.
That's what you just said. You just said you want to
They do not give a fuck.
You just said you want to slaughter.
Y'all see how easy it is to keep the peace? All you need is to have the threat of getting in trouble for being violent, and immediately everybody is civil. Isn't it crazy how fast that happens? That's nuts, right? Like, what are the odds that as soon as the guys with all the guns show up, everybody stops acting like animals? That's so weird. They gotta stand there and listen to all that? That's their job, yeah. It's probably hot, too. Can't have peace without threat of violence? That's right. That's right. Nobody's trying to catch them hot lead. Yeah, that's what levels of force are for. That's right. Well, if they got in a fight, they would not start shooting them down. No, they wouldn't shoot them down at all, but they would immediately shut it down. They'd stop it from happening. Damn, they're just going crazy. Shut up.
Hey, bro.
Shut up.
What have you done for this country? Just tell me that.
I'm a taxpaying citizen.
That's it?
I'm a taxpaying citizen. I'm getting my money.
That's it? What do you mean that's it?
Good for you.
Pull it out.
What do you got?
Show it. You motherfucker. That's a car.
Yeah.
His father got it.
What's that?
I'm a product of illegal immigration. My
that's terrible.
Two deployments to Iraq.
Yeah, and I paid your salary. I paid your salary. I paid your salary. I'm a taxpayer.
And I gave you freedom.
For what? Iraq wasn't for me. Iraq wasn't for me.
They yelling, bro. They yelling.
So I'm paying your disability. You're welcome.
No, you're not.
And let me tell you this.
Jesus Christ. I wonder if these people realize how bad it looks sitting around trying to wave a foreign flag to advocate for why they should stay in a country that's not even the flag of. It looks so bad. Looks so bad.
He's literally telling you that he's why don't you respect him, though? Why don't you respect him, though? Why don't you respect him?
They're being honest at least? Yeah.
Why don't you respect him? He's one of them. He's not patriotic at all.
He's one of them?
That's not patriotic at all. So the war you would never fight for this country.
Man.
You would never.
Why are they hooping and hollering? What the hell are you doing?
I'm a taxpayer. You have a right to be an asshole. I'm a taxpayer.
Jesus.
And you're an asshole. And you're an asshole.
They don't want to listen? They just want to shut him down? Yeah, of course.
That's fine. That's good. Okay, I'm going to speak now. You got humble. No. You got humble. Okay. All right. Anyway.
This is like an Xbox Live lobby in real life.
You got humble.
This is like a post-game lobby.
My bad. Yeah, I was just saying, what's up, Tira? Welcome in. And also Mina, welcome in.
That's insane. These are adults? Yep. They just yelling at him like crazy.
The war in Iraq was fought for Israel. Oh. Yeah, so it wasn't fought for the American taxpayer. My freedom wasn't affected by Iraq. My freedom wasn't affected.
Oh shit, bro. He just went to that next level.
He just went to that next level. I was going to say, it sounded like this guy was about to go JQ on the crowd. But ASMONGOLD is psyched. He's going to the next level here.
Oh. Oh no.
I didn't benefit from the Iraq War. I didn't benefit from the Iraq War. Is that what you're asking? I did it. I did it.
Man.
That's fine.
No counterpoints?
I hope it goes viral. And there's people upset with the state of Santa Ana.
They just yelling over him, man, the whole time. Jesus. They're wilding out. So anyways. There's no anyways, bro. They're not gonna stop doing this shit.
Anyways. Okay, that's fine. It's hot out. It's hot out.
It's hot, yeah, it's...
That's fine. That's fine. The war in Iraq wasn't fought for me. The war in Iraq wasn't fought for me. I have more respect for these guys.
You know what's really funny is these two guys, like Kelly's talking to this bald guy, and there's no problems.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just a couple of hysterical Karens, bro.
I can tell you exactly what's going on in these guys' minds right now. All of these guys in uniform are saying, fuck this shit, bro. Fuck. I was supposed to be home this weekend. I was supposed to have a cookout. Fuck.
You just look at him.
We support them restoring order.
This guy's a captain, though, so pretty high ranking.
The war in Los Angeles.
The war in Los Angeles. Which one?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, better to be in Iraq than fucking Southern California at the moment. Was another thing he reacted to fucking, I think, Trump talking about this
country. It's going to do.
Right around the time that we were walking in here, the governor and the state attorney general said that they're going to sue you for sending the National Guard in. They're saying there's no invasion, there's no rebellion. The president is trying to manufacture chaos and crisis on the ground for his own political ends. Federalizing the California National Guard is an abuse of the president's authority under law.
Well,
But-
you know, it's interesting. You watched the same clips as I did. Cars burning all over the place, people riding. And by the way, we stopped it. We were able to make it much better, but it still looked pretty bad. And in watching clips last night, people were saying this is really a big problem. And until we went in, if we didn't do the job, that place would be burning down just like the houses burned down. They were in big trouble last night, Peter. You know it. And the night before, and the night before that. And I feel we had no choice. I don't want to see happen what happened so many times in this country. I watched Minneapolis burn. I watched, look at what happened in so many different parts of California. You take a look at what happened in San Diego. There's so many different places where we let it burn. We want to be politically correct. We wanted to be nice.
Big mistake.
We want to be nice to the criminal.
Huge mistake.
And what you're doing is destroying the fabric of our life in this country. No, we did the right thing. We've been given credit by people that I would least suspect. Why I would say that some of the people that came in and said, thank goodness, they said, some of them, thank God that Trump got involved. And I'm very happy I got involved. And I think Gavin, in his own way, is probably happy I got involved. Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
What do you make of the fact that he says, you want a civil war on the streets of America?
No, it's just the opposite. I don't want a civil war. Civil war would happen if you left it. If you left it to people like him.
Wait, what?
And I liked him. You know, I always got along with him. Never had a problem with him.
Wow.
But he's grossly incompetent. Okay.
Negotiators in London. Have you gotten an update from your team in London negotiating?
Louder.
Have you gotten an update from your team in London negotiating the China trade talks?
Let's see if there's any more of these.
We are doing well with China. China's not easy.
I don't think we're doing well with China, guys.
Just like your home country is not easy, Dara. I think we're doing very well. They're over there now. I'm only getting good reports. It's a little early, but they'll be calling in soon. In fact, probably when I get back, I'll have my first call from them. We want to open up China. And if we don't open up China, maybe we won't do anything. But we want to open up China. It'll be a great thing for China, a great thing for the rest of the world.
Are you willing to lift export controls when it comes to China? Did you give your negotiators any sort of limitations?
We're going to see. Look, China has been ripping off the United States for many years. Nobody charged them 10 cents. No president had the courage to charge China for whatever reason. They didn't want to do it.
Yep.
I took in hundreds of billions of dollars. I put on tariffs on China when I got in first term. And we took in hundreds of billions of dollars. And then I did it again, but I did it for a lot of others. If you look at the stats, the deficit last month was cut in half. Everybody was shocked. I wasn't shocked. I think a lot of the people at this table weren't, because they saw the billions of dollars that were pouring in, and the tariffs hadn't even started yet, just about. There weren't cars. They were in some countries at a very minor level. And we cut the deficit in half, and it was a big story a couple of days ago. They said, I don't believe, one of the announcers on a business network went wild, said, I can't believe these numbers. Those numbers are good. The numbers are going to be very good. I think we're going to have a great 4 years. You know, we had the greatest economy in history during my 4 years. Wow. I think this one's going to blow it away. Yeah.
Mr. President,
Go ahead,
do you have a message for Greta Thunberg, and did she come up on your call with the Prime Minister today?
Well, she's a strange person. She's a young, angry person. I don't know if it's real anger. It's hard to believe, actually, but...
She's a strange person. Remember that? What was it? There was like I guess it was like during the 2016 election where like he entered the room that she was in and she just gave him like the most mean mug ever. What was it? Yeah.
Hi, Greta.
Look at her right there, bro. She's fucking #1 hating on him right now. Look at her. She can't stand it, bro.
Thank you very much.
A message for Greta Thunberg, and did she come up on your call with the Prime Minister today?
Well, she's a strange person. She's a young, angry person. I don't know if it's real anger. It's hard to believe, actually, but I saw what happened. She's certainly different. Anger management. I think she has to go to an anger management class.
Oh my God.
That's my primary recommendation for her.
Kidnapped by Israel,
He
as
does
she
not
says?
give a fuck.
Was she kidnapped?
I find it. I think Israel has enough problems without kidnapping Greta Thunberg.
Secondly, are you going to
Is that what she said? She was kidnapped by Israel?
Yes, sir. Are you going to get rid of the Tesla and the Starlink service that you have here at the White House?
Probably not.
No, I haven't heard that. I mean, I may move the Tesla around a little bit, but I don't think we'll be doing that with Starlink. It's a good service.
Where are you going to move it to?
Yeah.
Move it around. What do you mean?
I have a lot of locations.
Actually, about the
I got so many locations that I don't know what to do with them all.
About the Tesla, did you ever see Elon Musk get physical with the Treasury Secretary?
No, I didn't.
And
You know, her granddad was a hardcore tree-hugging buttermills. I thought her grandfather or somebody, like, either her father or grandfather was some kind of professor. I don't know. I think I in like right-wing circles, I've heard the case made that he was like part of like this postmodern kind of fucking cultural Marxist kind of situation, and that's why we have the Greta that we have today.
I tried to
They
ask.
did have an argument, but I didn't see it.
Was it
I didn't
physical?
see a lot of physicality there.
And there was this New York Times report that he did not want to talk about, Elon Musk, that alleged that he, towards the end of his time in the White House, was blurring the lines between recreational use of drugs and medicinal.
Ooh.
Do you think he ever had drugs here at the White House?
I really don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. Look, I wish him well. You understand. We had a good relationship, and I just wish him well.
He's not taking the bait.
Very well, actually.
Yeah.
About aid in Gaza, you
They're
mentioned
really
now the
trying to
flotilla.
bait 'em.
Do you have a response at all about Israel intercepting this boat? And can you give us an update on what's happening to the entry of aid into
Not a fan of 47 Hunty
into Gaza right now? We've had people being shot by Israeli forces who are trying to get aid
Gaza's
from the
right
Gaza
now-
Humanitarian
Yeah.
Foundation. Yes.
Gaza right now is in the midst of a massive negotiation between us and Hamas and Israel, and Iran actually is involved. And we'll see what's going to happen with Gaza. We want to get the hostages back. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, please, in the back.
You said yesterday when I reported that it was not insurrection taking place, but then on True Social a bit later, you'd said they were insurrectionists. After what you've seen
You're talking about in L.A.?
Yes, sir, in LA.
I wouldn't call it quite an insurrection, but it could have
Burning
led
Boy?
to an insurrection. I mean,
Okay.
that was a lot of.
We got some Burning Boys coming in from time to time. You know, you'll see in my chat, I got everything from fucking Marxist Leninists to Christian nationalists. So I really don't care where you fall on the spectrum, just as long as you don't fucking get tossed in my chat and put the fucking stream at risk. So feel free to make some friends while you're here.
Well, it's
There was a
over
lot of
now,
harm
pretty
that was
much.
going on last night. I watched it very closely. And it was amazing that the job that the National Guard did. And by the way, the police were working very hard also. But, you know, the police are given instructions
They can only do so much.
to be politically correct. I
Yep.
said, no, you don't have to be politically correct. You have to do the job.
And on Elon Musk, do you plan to speak to him on the phone anytime soon? I know some.
Which one?
On Elon Musk, do you plan to speak to him on the phone anytime soon?
I haven't really thought about it, actually. I would imagine he wants to speak to me. I would think that. If I were him, I'd want to speak to me, and maybe he was already called. You'd have to ask him whether or not he's already called. But
jeez.
I'd have no problem with it.
If he calls you, pick up and speak to him.
Well, I don't want to say that, but I would imagine
God.
he'd want to talk to me.
Mr. President.
Yeah, please.
Today's sock dem is milk toast. I mean, you know, I guess it just depends on who you talk to. Like you know, like you would imagine Bernie would fit right into the sock dem camp, but you know, I fucking talk to people who think Bernie Sanders is right wing. So I don't even know anymore, bro. Oh yeah, but compared to global standards, particularly with European standards, he's definitely more right wing, bro. Bernie Sanders is not right wing, okay? So I don't even know anymore. Sock dems are right wing. Fucking everybody's right wing.
Phone tag, yeah.
From Iran today Have you
He
gotten that
misses Elon?
proposal? And what
We
is
have
the
a
main
meeting on
impediment?
Thursday.
What,
We have a meeting with Iran on Thursday, so we're going to wait till Thursday.
and what's
for
the
that
main
proposal.
impediment to getting a deal?
Well, they're just asking for things that you can't do.
okay.
They don't want to give up what they have to give up. You know what that is. They seek enrichment. We can't have enrichment. We want just the opposite. And so far, they're not
De-enrichment.
there. I hate to say that because the alternative is a very, very dire one, but they're not there. They have given us their thoughts on the deal, and I said, you know, it's just not acceptable. I would say, yeah. I don't know if, what else. I can talk about the weather.
Well, you can talk about Lebanon.
Pretty much, that's the main topic.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Mr. President.
We talked about Lebanon also. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Well, Lebanon's working very hard. They have a great new ambassador.
Wow.
That I put there. Man, I know very well. He's very smart. I didn't even know he was Lebanese. And I said, why would you want Lebanon? He said, I was born there. I love it. I love the people. I said, you know, it's very dangerous going to Lebanon. There are some ambassadorships that are wonderful. There are some that are dangerous. I
Yeah,
said,
that'd be a bad one.
Michel, his name is. It's a he, Michel, very elegant man. And I said, why would you want this? And he said, because I love my country and I love those people. I said, it's
Fucking
very
based.
dangerous. He goes, I don't care.
Damn.
This is not a man that lived on danger. He's a very successful man from here. And he wanted to be the ambassador despite probably a very dangerous situation he's going into. You see what's going on.
No,
But
no. Wait, you guys
I
think
had
he's
great
talking about
respect for
Michelle
that.
Obama?
He loves that country. He loves it. He was born
Wait,
there.
really?
He loves the country, yeah.
Mr. President, you've got a
Please.
big, beautiful parade coming up on Saturday.
We do.
What's your biggest expectations for that? And I've got a second question
Counter-protesters.
in
Okay.
regards to Gavin Newsom. Go ahead and talk about the big, beautiful parade.
It's such a, thank you, Brian. It's such a, I think, important moment for this country.
The Glazer questions,
you know,
man.
2 weeks ago, I was calling people and back and forth with leaders, including President
Just a recap?
Putin,
No, this is happening
including
live.
French president, including lots of different people. And all of them said, we're celebrating victory in World War II.
Yeah.
And I said, wow,
We should do
isn't that
that.
amazing? We're the only one that wasn't celebrating, and we're the one that won the war. Now, Russia did help. They did lose 51 million people, in all fairness. People say,
okay.
oh, he's sticking up for Russia. No, they lost 51 million people.
Bro, Russia.
And,
Yeah.
you know, we can't forget that.
He's right.
But
Respect.
France was celebrating. And as you know, Hitler made a speech at the Eiffel Tower. But when I spoke to President Macron, he said, oh, we are celebrating the great victory of World War II. And I think that's great that he was doing it. But we're the one that won it, and we weren't celebrating. I said to myself, you know, isn't that crazy? And I think it's time for us to celebrate a little bit. You know, we've had a lot of victories. We won 2 world wars.
Yeah.
And then we go out and change the name of the forts where we won the wars. You go out, we win world wars from Fort Robert E. Lee, from
Went to the
Fort
moon.
Bragg, from all the different forts. And what do? We change the name of the forts because we want to be politically correct. So a lot of them we're changing back. You probably noticed.
Great.
Fort Bragg and others. But I think it's a time to celebrate our military. You know, we've rebuilt our military largely. Little low on ammunition. That's because it goes out very fast to other countries, one in particular, but we'll get that back very quickly. But we have a military the likes of which nobody has. Nobody comes close. We have the best equipment in the world. We make the best equipment in the world. There's no military like our military. We showed that with ISIS. I was told by the television generals it would take 4 years to win, and we did it in 3 weeks. And it was headed by General Raisin Kane, who's now the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He's great.
He just loves
left
saying that
him.
name.
No, I think it's time that we celebrate. And I sort of have to laugh at these people. Well, you know, you're going to spend a lot of money. A lot of that money is being paid for by me and people that make donations. I don't know if you know that. A lot of it won't even come out of the military. I think I can say that, Susie, right? We have people putting up money to do it. Not that it's necessary, because I think it's a great expenditure. We have many tanks. We have all sorts of new ones and very old ones.
So
all
he's
from
paying
World
for the
War
military?
I and
Oh,
World
God.
War II. It's really a celebration of the Army. So the Army is a year older than the country. So next year we celebrate 250 years, but we're celebrating the Army on Flag Day. And it's not my birthday. It is my birthday, but I'm not celebrating my birthday. I'm celebrating Flag Day. It happens to be the same day, so I take a little heat. But Flag Day is the appropriate date. And we're celebrating 250 years of the Army, a great service. And remember, think of it. We won so much.
I didn't know that.
World War I, World War II, so much else. And then we became politically correct.
What a coincidence.
But I can only tell you that I was told that ISIS would take anywhere from 4 to 5 years, and we did it in 3 weeks. You were there, you watched, right? We have the greatest military in the world. Nobody can beat us. As long as we have our right leadership, nobody can beat us. If we have stupid people running it, like you had in Afghanistan, when you look at that, first of all, Afghanistan should have been an easy victory as a war, but we were so sad the way we fought it, so ridiculous. We fight not to win, but we didn't used to be that way. And we're celebrating, because I think the day in Afghanistan was the saddest period of time in the history of our country. That was a Biden mess with bad generals like Milley and others. They were bad. They were incompetent generals. I know all the good ones and the bad ones. We got rid of most of the bad ones. But it was time to celebrate, and that's what we're doing. So it's on June 14th.
Great.
And it's going to be a parade the likes of which I don't know if we've ever had a parade like that. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
We have even though it's the Army, we have a lot of those Army airplanes flying over the top, and we have tanks all over the place.
Isn't the guy from
thousands
Syria,
and thousands
the ISIS
of soldiers going to bravely march down the streets. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Was that him?
And we're going to celebrate our country.
You spoke of leadership, and real quickly, speaking of Gavin Newsom, is he the right leader for California, considering how massive their economy is and all these U.S. investments coming in? Is he the right governor and leader for the future of California and for U.S. investments?
I don't think he is. I mean, I think he's done a terrible job. And, he's a guy, I always got along with him. You look at his past statements about me. I was a great president. I always took care of California, all that.
Well, he helped with wildfires.
But I'm just talking on results. You look, he has the advantage of beautiful weather, maybe the best weather of any state when you think about it. Beautiful weather, beautiful ocean, beautiful everything.
True.
You have all the advantages. And he didn't take advantage of that. And he's let people come in by the millions who are overrunning your hospitals, your education system, and your police. Your police are being overrun. Look at what's happened.
That was bad. That was real bad.
He should only be happy I sent in the military, because if I didn't send them in, you would have had a problem there, the likes of which we haven't seen in a long time. Yeah, please. Thank you, Brian, very much.
Supersonic flight. On supersonic flight.
Supersonic
Yes,
flight.
sir. I know you just signed an executive order on it. Do you want to see a supersonic Air Force One in the next 10 years or so?
Oh, well, I don't care too much about that, but I would like to see, if you think about it, flight, the word flight's an interesting word, but it's probably the only category where we've actually gone backwards, because we used to have the Concorde, and we could fly to London, Brad, very quickly.
Concorde?
Nicely. And today it takes you 2 times and 3 times as long.
Yeah, but it costs a lot of money, right?
We've regressed. By the way, the Concorde, to my way of thinking, to this day, Michael, because you're very much into aesthetics, I know, but to this day was one of the most beautiful pieces of art I've ever seen. It was a piece of art, the beauty of the Concorde. It was the most beautiful plane, but it was got you there in half the time. Now you spend a lot of time.
Back Concorde. He's going to make Concorde great again.
There's no reason for it. Because, they have the sonic boom. It's not a huge problem, but they have the sonic boom thing pretty well figured out. The technology changes, the change in the skin, the change in weight, all of the other things. There's no reason why we shouldn't do great. So we are making it possible for them to do supersonic and get us back on the track. I mean, think of it, 30 years ago, we actually had planes that flew much faster than we do now.
Well, because they were
half
too
the time to
expensive.
get to
I'm pretty sure that's why.
So we've regressed, and we're going to progress.
5 sonic big booms.
Right, sort of an amazing thing, isn't it, though? We've gone backwards. On Wall Street, they haven't done that. If Goldman Sachs was like that, you wouldn't have Goldman Sachs anymore. Yeah, please.
Are you planning to deploy Marines in California to address the situation in Los Angeles?
Ooh,
Are
he
you
doesn't
going to
need to
deploy
now, right?
Marines in California?
We'll see what happens. I mean, I
Yep.
think we have it very well under control.
Yeah, they don't need to.
I think it would have been a very bad situation. It was heading in the wrong direction. It's now heading in the right direction. And we hope to have the support of Gavin, because Gavin's
Surely
the
he
big
will.
beneficiary as we straighten out his
Surely
problems.
he's
I
gonna
mean,
be
his
okay
state
with
is
it.
a mess. And I'd like to get somebody involved in the rail, because, look, personally, it should have never been built, because you can fly there for $2, and what are you doing? They're doing that. You could drive, you could do lots of different things. You know, if they did a study, if you gave every passenger the finest limousine service in the history of our world, the most expensive chauffeur-driven white glove limousine service back and forth,
that's good.
We would have saved billions of dollars as opposed to building this monstrosity that's going up.
Well,
and I've never seen anything.
so
You
does
know, I've
everybody
seen
get a
cost
limousine
overruns.
now?
I'm a person, I've always done well on cost overruns. I don't have them. But I will tell you, I've never seen cost overruns. You see them where they're 20% more, 50%, 100% more.
Jesus Christ.
These are thousands of percent. Nobody even knows. They have no idea. And it was supposed to be from San Francisco to Los Angeles. Well, they just made it way outside of Los Angeles, where it's stopping in the middle of, I don't want to
Limos
say
for
nowhere, because
everyone.
I happen to like one of those little cities very much. But it's way short of the destination. And our government is saying, you know, why are we involved in this thing? It's been handled so badly before him, but he really blew it. So, you know, all right, one more question.
Can you speak to any of the discussions that were had there and the purpose of that retreat, your time at Camp David?
On a what?
Your time at Camp David, can you speak to what discussions were had there and the purpose of that retreat?
Probably not.
Well, I don't want to speak to
Yeah.
discussions. I mean, I told you what we were there for a little bit. We had discussions on many topics. We had a group of people, a large group of people, including generals and admirals and lots of others. And all I can say is our country's in great shape. We're in great shape economically.
Great.
The bill that Mike and Jason and all the
Trump's
people
a
are working
streamer that
on
was born too
is going to
early.
be, I think,
Yeah.
amazing. I think it's going to be one of the most important pieces of legislation we've ever had in this country. It's going to do things that you wouldn't believe. And we're going to, you know, I have a very simple phrase. We ran an election on very simple words: make America great again.
I
That's
heard
what we're
that.
doing. We're making it great. We're making
Remember
it
that.
safe. We're making it beautiful. And we're making it very wealthy again. You know, wealth is okay. You need wealth to
Oh, here we go.
take care of lots of other people. We have to make our country better. It has to heal from 4 years of abuse. Our country was abused badly by a very incompetent person and a group of people that weren't incompetent, but they were radical left lunatics. And they ran the country with an auto pen. And I hope that law enforcement's looking at that very seriously. That's like a takeover of our country in a certain way.
That is weird.
Because this guy
It's
had no
very
idea
weird.
what he was doing. You saw that during the debate. You saw that in other cases. I mean, he had no idea. I saw it years ago. By the way, 40 years ago, he had no. He was bad 40 years ago. We're not just talking about. And they always
a
like to say
career
age,
being
but
a
it's not age.
retard.
I know people
Wow.
88, 89, 92. Bernie Marcus, who just
punching
passed
the
away,
wall.
was 95. I spoke to him a year before. He was 100%. It's not age. It's something else. But whatever it is, you can't have that in this country. The damage he's done to this country is unbelievable. But the good news is we've got much of it fixed already, and the rest of it will happen. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Well, there it is. Contrary to what some people would have you believe, the amount of pushback and the amount of support for, holding these people accountable and arresting them is at an all-time high. I think that the majority of people want to see these guys and these people get arrested. So take a look at this.
You know, if we just take a look at the baseline numbers here, this is Trump's net approval rating on immigration. It's gone up like a rocket. Compare now versus 8 years ago during Trump's first term. Look.
Vaping saving a small fortune. Pack of smokes here is $98. $98 for a 50 pack. I remember I used to pay fucking like $14-15 for a pack of smokes in New York, like 10 years ago. Radical left lunatic Tiro.
Look at this. In his first term, Trump was way underwater at minus.
I mean, Tiro, what would you, if somebody told you that Bernie Sanders was right wing, what would you say?
Here it
21
is.
points. But look at this. He's up over 20 points. Now, in the aggregate, he is in positive territory at plus 1 point on his net approval rating. Some other polls even have it a little bit higher than that. There is no issue on which Trump is doing so much better than he was in his first term, more than the issue of immigration.
This is the reason why I think he should use the military if necessary, and also the National Guard, to just completely shut this stuff down. Everybody is agreeing with him on this. Everybody's in favor of this. Like
Someone told me, what if Bernie was right wing? What would you say to that? Steven's still bewildered. Yeah, it boggles my mind. I don't buy this whole, well, you know, according to European standards, he's definitely right wing. That whole thing is just like, you know, whatever. I feel like we're getting into like PPG territory. Love those ass. Well, it makes me feel smart. This is the ASMONGOLD News Network, Maida. All right. Everybody always if I put ASMONGOLD in the title, people come in here and they're like, "What the fuck?" You know.
Like, really, I mean, like, people voted for this. Do it. I think the problem that a lot of people have right now, this is what I'm frustrated.
I'd say they watched one single podcast of a right-winger fool who guested him and said something about trans, brushed it off. Yeah. Could be that, but it's also like the idea of like upholding capitalism and, you know, that kind of, there's that vibe as well. So yeah, it could go economic, it could go culture, but I've definitely heard it. I've definitely heard people say, you know, not only him, but also AOC, you know, Obama, right wing.
Frustrated about personally. Why are there not 3,000 arrests from yesterday? Why do they not already have the National Guard patrolling, making sure this doesn't happen? Build the camps. Yeah, it's too soft. They're way too soft on this. It's embarrassing. And you can see very clearly, this is what the public wants. So don't let social media and other content creators and people like this gaslight you. This is the popular opinion. The popular opinion is to put these people in jail and remove them from the country. And it is overwhelmingly the popular opinion. And this, like the crash out that's happened over the past few days, will only serve to make it even more extreme.
He's not even a socialist.
No wonder the Times has written it up the way that he is. Trump is begging for a fight on this because he knows what he's doing so far.
To put children in jail? This emotional manipulation doesn't work anymore. I understand, like, I don't care. If you're bringing kids over and you're trying to use them as like a shield for your bad behavior, then yeah, I guess they're going to jail with you. I don't care. I don't think most people do. I think a lot of average Americans are sick of having their own empathy and their better nature weaponized against them in order to justify a bunch of illegal aliens and criminals coming over and doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, and they shouldn't even be here in the first place. Yeah, bring your kid to riot day? What the fuck is wrong with you? Where are the parents? Where's the parents' responsibility for taking care of their kids? It's insane. No, you're not going to claim the moral upper hand whenever these people are willingly putting their kids in danger by doing this. It's outrageous.
Is working with the American electorate.
It's massively working.
Rank on issues for him.
And guys, I wonder, where do you think that it's going to push? Like, whenever you see a bunch of random people in masks flying every single flag except for the American flag, lighting self-driving cars on fire, and standing in the middle of the street and, you know, like driving around in motorcycles around, again, like cars on fire in the middle of an intersection, I wonder if that's going to help Trump or not. Ah, geez, I wonder. You might not be seeing this, and you might not see this, but I am a legal immigrant myself, and all my extended family and I are pro-Trump. Left-wing media is lumping legals with illegals, and it really bothers all the legal immigrants. Well, of course it does. I mean, I went to school with a lot of Eric Hernandez's, okay? Like, and, you know, like David or like Bill Rodriguez. This is extremely fucking common.
How is he doing compared to other issues?
Yeah, so I think what's so important is it is his top issue so far, and the reason it is his top issue is because take a look at the individual nuggets in here. Why are people approving of Trump on immigration, approve of these different immigration actions? Well, Trump's administration's program to deport those here illegally. Look at this, 54% approval. How about agents searching your hometown for those that they think are here illegally? Again, positive territory here. Above.
There it is. And you can see, obviously, people do support this. And again, the majority of people support this.
50% for Donald Trump. So it's not just on the broad issue of immigration where Trump is doing well, it's on the specifics. When you dive into the issues, Trump is above 50% and his actions are above 50%, at least with those most directly connected to what's going on right now out in Los Angeles.
So Donald Trump, the president, picking a fight on this, and to an extent, you see Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, a Democrat, and the California Governor Gavin Newsom pushing
on CNN?
back.
Yeah.
So what do voters see in terms of their perceptions of Republicans, the president, or Democrats, say Gavin Newsom on this issue?
Yeah.
How is it not higher? They're literally illegals. I think that the reason why it's not higher is because he's talking about doing this wholesale. So there's a lot of people out there that want the deportations to happen, but they just want it to be for the people that are criminals. But what I'm saying is that mass deportations for anybody here illegally is actually the consensus opinion. Or sorry, I guess consensus isn't the right word. It's the majority opinion. But whenever you add in, especially people that are committing crimes or doing anything wrong, then you have a lot more people.
The American electorate believe that
this is what I'm saying is like this is the most extreme way of asking the question, and even this extreme way of asking the question generates a majority yes response. So think about whenever you get more specific.
the Democrats don't have a clue on the issue of immigration. I mean, you could just take it here. Closer to trust more in immigration, Democrats versus Republicans. Got 3 different polls for you across the board. They all tell the same story. Republicans lead on the issue of immigration. You see it here, CBS plus 6. You see it here, CNN plus 6. You see it here, Ipsos, even bigger, plus 19, no matter.
It is just not popular to burn down self-driving cars and protect illegal aliens over American citizens. Isn't that shocking? Who could have ever guessed that?
What poll you look at, no matter which way you cut it, the American public is with the Republicans, the American public is with Donald Trump, and to a much greater extent than they were in term number 1. And it's not just on the broad issue.
And this is why he needs to be decisive, and he needs to act on this very quickly. If Trump actually does pretty much get rid of a lot of these people, and he forcefully does it, and you see mass arrests, and even you have like, I think a big issue is that a lot of these community leaders and the people that push for these riots, they never get held accountable. They spent 4 years trying to hold Donald Trump accountable for January 6th, but somehow we can't hold any of these people accountable for doing this for years. How does that happen?
Of immigration, it's on the specifics as
the flags
well,
are a terrible
in which
look.
the American public is with Donald Trump and the Republicans, and that is why Donald Trump is eager to take on this fight and eager for those scenes out of Los Angeles.
I was just going to use that word eager. This explains some of that eagerness to push forward ever more on this as it escalates. Harriet, and thank you very much for.
Yeah, I think that there's a good chance that he's waiting for it to hit a fever pitch, and then after he does, then he's going to like basically mobilize the military or National Guard in order to take care of it. I think that's definitely possible, that he's kind of waiting. He's waiting for things to get worse until he, lets it pop off even more. Look at his most recent Truth Social post. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. If they split, we will hit. This is a statement from the President of the United States concerning the catastrophic Gavin Newsom-inspired riots going on in Los Angeles. The insurrectionists have a tendency to spit in the face of National Guardsmen and women and others. These patriots are told to accept this if it's just the way life runs. But non-Trump administration, if they spit, we will hit. Such a promise that I will hit harder than we ever have hit before. Such disrespect will not be tolerated. I'm going to be honest. If you're spitting on federal officers and they hit you, geez, really? Oh, wow. Wow. Man. I think that really, and this is, there's like a meta level issue here. There is a normalization And there is a normalization of violence against people because you disagree with them or because you think that it's acceptable to be violent toward them. This entire notion needs to be dismantled at the core. This is completely destructive, and it's destructive for everything. And so, yeah, this is, I totally agree with this. It's leftist ideology. Well, I don't know if it, I mean, I don't want to say that it's like one side doing this, because it's ultimately the ideology is what's bad, not the people that are doing it specifically. So it doesn't matter who's doing it. Spitting is potentially a hazard, depending on what disease they have. So yeah, that's fair. Spitting on someone counts as assault. You should expect them to hit you back. Yeah, exactly. And I think that we need to go back to a society where any sort of physical escalation is treated like it's bad. This is the same reason why I've had the opinion that I had about throwing bricks at the police officers too. Like, in my opinion, if you throw a brick at a police officer, I think that they should be able to shoot you. Straight up. Like, literally no restrictions. Like, if you're throwing bricks, you should be able to get shot. It's attempted murder. Yeah, absolutely. And there's no reason, by the way, there is no moral and ethical reason that you need to tell, that you can come up with, that tells me that this is a person who should endure a life-threatening attack on their life and not have the right to defend themselves. This is a deadly weapon. A brick is a deadly weapon. There are no bricks of peace.
What's that?
The pipe bombs of peace, the bricks of peace. Amazing. Looks like Tiru and Maida are getting along famously. I love it. Love to see it. Tiru, definitely come back and hang out with us for sure. However, having fun? Yeah. Definitely come back. I stream a few times a week, so you're gonna find all kinds of fun people in my chat. Trust me. It'll be a good time. Tiru doesn't know what socialism is. Just glad I'm not getting banned. I always do. No, I don't ban anybody. I don't ban anybody unless you get toss in my chat. Then it's like, you know, terms of service is a deal breaker. If you're not terms of service, you don't get banned. But I gotta go because I gotta go to work in 5 hours. So just a quick short stream while I was doing some stuff to get ready for tomorrow. But I'll probably be on later today. Yeah, no hockey tonight, so should be good. If you're not watching hockey, if you're not watching the NHL playoffs right now, the Stanley Cup Finals, you are fucking wrong, bro. We got, what is it, Game 4 on Thursday in Florida. Panthers are up 2-1 right now, so it's a good time. Raid? Yeah. We're gonna raid Resi. So, thank you, Tira, Maida, Conrad, Salty, Shang. Anybody I missed? I appreciate it.
Finally, Mars has accepted my sacrifices and unleashes me.
Thank you, Tiru. Together in the storm comes a tall, handsome man with a dusty black coat with a red right hand. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so I'll probably be on tomorrow. But thank you guys, I appreciate it. And go say hi to Resi. Peace.